You're listening to RealAgriculture.com. Get real, get connected. Sean Haney here on RealAgriculture.com, and right now we've got a very, very special guest. We are joined by Alberta's brand new, 2 days into the new role, Minister of Agriculture and Forestry, Mr. Oneil Carlier. How are you doing today?
Very good, Sean. Yourself?
I'm doing very, very well. Well, thank you very much for joining us today and be willing to talk to the RealAgriculture.com audience and community. We're very excited about it. Welcome to the new role.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. With a great opportunity to serve the citizens of Alberta, and I'm quite honored and thankful to Premier Notley for choosing me for this role. So
let's start right there. Was this a position that you were expecting? Were you expecting the big tap on the shoulder to be in agriculture and forestry?
I was hoping. I represent. I'm a member of the Legislative Assembly for Whitecourt St. Anne, so it's rural, but it also has agriculture and forestry. So I was hoping for this portfolio, and very happy that I've got it. Yeah.
So let's start a little bit. Let's back up a little bit, please. Now we've heard a little bit about your background. You've got some experience with Ag Canada, but let's talk a little bit about your experience and your background coming into this role.
I grew up in an old family farm, like a lot of people have, in southern Saskatchewan, a small town called Belmarie. My family still farms there. My brother has taken over the family farm, fourth generation now. A lot of beef and mixed grain. Grew up there. Then, as a teenager, got a job with the Prairie Farm Rehabilitation Administration at the branch of Agriculture Canada. I was a geotechnical technician there for 20 years, and for the most part, looking after quality control on construction projects for irrigation, dugouts, even farm wells, that kind of thing. So it gave me a really good opportunity to go across the prairie provinces and helping out the farmers with their irrigation needs, and also included with Alberta, mostly southern Alberta, where I worked on the Bizano Dam Rehabilitation Project, as well as the Calling Valley irrigation project, and also on standoff when the Bud Tribe did a very large irrigation project down there. So, I was lucky. It was a really good job. And then for the past few years, I was the representative with the Public Service Alliance of Canada, where I had the opportunity as a union rep to actually continue meeting the folks that work with Agriculture Canada's research stations, and got to know a lot of people with the Canadian Food Inspection Agency as well.
So when you look at this role, what excites you? What part of the role do you have the most passion for?
That's a really good question. Like you said, it was my second day in the job. I realized there is, I knew that before as well, too, of course, but there's a lot of different aspects. There's, poultry to pulses to beef to sugar beets. It very much interests me and excites me. I'm going to spend, probably the next couple of weeks just listening to the folks in the industry as well as the department, to learn as much as I can. So I'm pretty much, I can't pinpoint, I guess, any one thing that I'm more interested in than the other. It's overall, I'm quite interested in it. And, as well, I've got the Ministry of Forestry too. I've been able to talk to stakeholders in that industry as well. So, yeah, both really interest me for sure.
So how do you divide your time between agriculture and forestry? Is that going to be a challenge, or do you kind of have a strategy built around that?
Well, I guess it's going to be kind of, we're going to see how that plays out. There emerging issues, past couple of days, are, scattered perhaps on one topic, but as we go further on, I'll get more involved in the other industries as well. So I think a lot of it is going to be, we'll have to see where we go.
Yeah, for sure. No, that sounds good. So you mentioned, the next couple of weeks. A lot of people talk about the first 90 days in a new role and trying to make that impact, and to really that sets the momentum forward and kind of gets you on your way. What does your first 90 days here as Ag Minister look like?
It's going to be a learning curve. I think I've heard somebody say yesterday it's a learning curve. It's going to be like Mount Everest. I'm not sure if it's Mount Everest or not, perhaps take something a little bit closer to home in Jasper National Park somewhere, perhaps. But it is going to be a good learning experience for me. Looking forward to that. The next 90 days is going to be a lot of that. Talking to the stakeholders, talking to farmers from northern Alberta to southern Alberta, and being able to involve in the farm fairs and in the social events and meeting folks that way. So it's going to be, and of course talking to the people within the department that the subject matter experts and learning as much as I can. I don't think there's going to be any, taking a lead from Premier Notley, there's not going to be any, major shifts, major changes. Going to be some changes around, the naming of things with a combination of agriculture and forestry, which I think is a good fit. And it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, you've mentioned the department a couple times. What can we expect in terms of from the department? Will a lot of the staff stay intact, or are we going to see a lot of new faces and new ideas?
I think it's going to be pretty much staying intact. We've got, a really good staff, and had the opportunity to, talk and work with the deputy ministers and assistant deputy ministers. Haven't had the opportunity, second day on the job, to meet a lot of the folks that are, in the different departments. So, no real decisions are made along that line. And like I say, I haven't even had a chance to meet these folks. I'm really looking forward to, have that opportunity as well.
Yeah, well, it is a great industry. Obviously, our listeners and readers are very, very passionate about it. One of the questions that comes up the most, at least that I've had from our viewers, is are we going to expect any big sweeping changes in terms of our industry? Are there any key priorities for you personally that you really want to focus on?
I think, again, just looking at both the ministries of agriculture and forestry, that's something that's been going on, for the past few years, making sure that we have the market access, making sure we have the transportation infrastructure in place to move the product to the markets that need to go. And those are continuing challenges and things that we're, work on with the stakeholders in both industries to ensure that we continue growing agriculture and forestry for the better of all Albertans.
You mentioned your background. You've got a lot of experience in union affairs. How do those skills or that experience transition or translate to this new role?
I think for the biggest reason that I got involved in unions is working with people. Working with workers, working with management, with different employers as well. And I built up, I think, a pretty good skill set in being able to do that, to facilitate discussions, to moderate and come to solutions. So I think I learned that I had a really good skill set there that I think is transfers to this position quite well. And I'm looking forward to be able to use, some of my skills and some of my tools in my tool belt, so to speak, for this position as well. So yeah, I think it's a good fit.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of farms that provide workers with workers' compensation, and even though they necessarily by law don't have to, can we expect some changes in the area of farm unionization or farm labor standards?
Not a focus for us at this time. We're going to ensure that any worker in Alberta, whether they're a farmer or working at Safeway, for that matter, is protected the same as any worker. That their rights and their safety is protected. And so we're going forward to that. It was a major part of our platform, and we're looking forward to having those opportunities for the industry and for the workers.
Well, Minister Carlier, I want to thank you very much. I want to mention that, we tried to set up this interview. We basically made first contact yesterday, and you were very, very accommodating, you and your assistant, to make sure that we were able to have this discussion. So I want to thank you for being so quick to respond and granting us access to talk to you. And hopefully it's not it's the first, but it's not the last, and we'll do this quite often.
Very good, Sean. I'm looking forward to it.